Welcome to Honor Buzz Live. It's a pleasure to join you today during these difficult times. I'm Dr. Priscilla Marotta. I've had the pleasure of being at Team Honor. I've had the pleasure of doing some workshops, and I was involved in the nominating of your organization for a psychologically healthy workplace. Today, during these challenging times, we're going to talk a little bit about fear and fear management. One of the things that's most important, and I think that one of the quotes that Winston Churchill said that I think is really important, is that fear is a reaction, but courage is a choice. And these are times where we're all going to have to dig deep and have some courage. One of the easy ways that we want to start thinking about things is that recognize that some fear is very motivating, that we want to keep fear, which is on a continuum. We want to have mild to moderate fear. So why do we want to have fear at all? Because it motivates us. It motivates us to recognize the seriousness of the problem, and it motivates us to do the precautions to keep each other safe. What we don't want to have is the extreme fear. We don't want the extreme fear that puts us into paralysis. That is not helpful, because if we're in paralysis or we're overwhelmed by an extreme fear, that causes us not to make good decisions. And it causes us to have a lot of anxiety. And when you have a lot of anxiety, you depress your immune system. Obviously, our immune system is something we want to keep as strong as possible. I have an easy way for you to decipher the difference. Let's take the spelling of fear. F-E-A-R. If you're in the panic mode is you're going to forget everything and run. So the panic mode is forget everything and run, which is not helpful. But accepting the mild to moderate means you're going to face everything and run. You're going to face everything and rise. And remembering that our feelings are not a virus that we catch in the air. Our feelings come from our thoughts. So if you feel your anxiety rising, I want you to have this counter thought. I am facing everything and I am going to rise. I am facing everything and I'm going to rise. I'm sure all of you are taking all the precautions that you need to at work and at home. I think that we want to talk about, you know how everybody has the 10 top this, the 10 top that. Well, I'm going to give you 10 top clinical tips. The first one is the one we already covered, is accepting the mild to moderate fear as these are unexplicable times, and that is what is realistic, not trying to dismiss the fear. What is the second tip? We're not going to let the fear be uncontrolled. I am asking my patients to limit any exposure to the news to 30 minutes max a day. One of the things that I use personally is the New York Times has a free coronavirus newsletter. You can just go on to the New York Times, free newsletter for the coronavirus, up to date, reputable, and it's something that I actually can read in less than 10 minutes. The third thing that you really want to do is that you really want to take action. That when we take action, and when we're doing something, whether it's we're washing our hands again, we're all singing happy birthday, and by the way, be open to more learning. As much as I thought that I was pretty good with hygiene and washing my hands, I have to be honest with you, I forgot my thumb. So look at the videos about the correct way to wash your hands. This is a time to teach your families to take the time. That's the important precaution. The fourth thing is to really do some reframing. You know, we all go around like we're hamsters. We have crazy schedules. We rush from one thing to another. Our children have crazy schedules. This is a time that we really have unprecedented to just slow it down. Slow it down. This is a time for us to recharge. We want to see that in a welcoming way. The fifth clinical tip If I don't want you to use any L words, like I am lonely, I'm limited, I'm locked in, those are L words you do not want to use. Those are toxic words. You want to use the I words. This is a time for rest. This is a time for reflection. This is a time for relaxation. This is a time for me to be responsible. This is a time for me to restore. So stay with the I words, the rest, the relaxation, the reflection, the restoring. Because remember, it's the words that are going to create your feeling. The next thing that I think is really important is let's use the technology, just like we're using technology now, that we want to connect, and the face-to-face is important. I'm encouraging my patients to use WhatsApp or FaceTime so that they don't only make a phone call. And you know, we all text, and we text back and forth, and the emojis are cute. But there's nothing like having a face-to-face moment and being able to see somebody visually. This is all the time that, guess what? Everybody's in isolation for the most part. And those that are working, we really appreciate what you're doing, particularly in the pool industry, to keep everything going and to keep our environment safe. But people have more time on their hands. So use it to talk to that cousin you haven't talked to in a while, or a friend that you've been meaning to call. This is the time to use the luxury of time. The next thing is to focus on what you have control over. Thinking about things or start doing any sort of catastrophic thinking is a problem. Or to think black and white. You know, we want to remember that we have lots of things we can do. We're going to stay home. We're going to limit our contact. When we go to the office, we're going to particularly, you have a very supportive corporate environment. We're going to follow all their safety rules. You're going to be in control and be responsible. If you are in control and you're responsible, you have a very, very high probability that you're going to be extremely safe. And you have to have faith in that. The other thing that's important is let's not let coronavirus overwhelm our lives. We live in a beautiful part of the country. The sun is still shining. We have beautiful flowers. We can go out and take a walk. We have the time to take a walk. We can ride a bike. We can do, I actually had a little bike. You want to take the time to live your life. Enjoy the moment. Don't suspend your life because of the coronavirus. You are going to manage the coronavirus and you're going to live your life responsibly. But live it. Enjoy it. If you've been saving up a special bottle of wine or you haven't had time to cook a special meal, that is the time to do it. The other thing that is very important, and the final thing, as I see my clock ticking, is you want to remember that this is time limited. You know, the next month is going to be an extraordinary month because we have a month, but it is a month, and time usually moves quickly. Enjoy the time, the rest, the reflection. Remember using the I words. And remember what you're going to do with fear is you're going to face everything and rise up. Face everything and rise up. And this is Dr. Priscilla Marotta. Always a pleasure to be part of anything that Team Horner does. Best wishes for you today, and I'm sending you my very, very best. Stay safe.